The second gen Sequoia is one of the best vehicles that you can buy, but it is lacking one huge thing: technology. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea. I like modern technology because I'm a software engineer, and sometimes tech is cool. So today we're going to do a quick little upgrade that adds Android Auto and CarPlay to my Sequoia. Let me show you how it's done. This is a CarABC module. Plugs into the factory head unit on these second gen Sequoias, Tundras, and some other vehicles. It gives you Android Auto and Apple CarPlay without any fuss. CarABC did send this out to me for testing, and they also gave me a 15% off discount code that I will leave in the link below. So let's see if we can modernize the second gen Sequoia. First, let's unbox the sucker. It comes with a pretty decent user manual, and it's actually pretty small, all things considered. It comes with the main wiring harness that sits between the head unit and the OEM harness. It includes a USB option to plug in for CarPlay and Android Auto. And finally, it has the Wi-Fi antenna. So nice and compact, fairly small, and it should be pretty easy to set up. So let's show you how to do it. I'm going to show you the quickest way to replace this dash, whether you bought the CarABC unit or you're just replacing the whole unit with something else. All right, all you'll need are some beefy hands, and if you have a pry tool, that'll probably help. First things first, unplug everything. All right, I'm gonna turn it off. All right, so with your two manly hands, you should be able to come in here. All right, you want to pull that out. It has a little clip right here. And on the right side one, they just pop right out. Then you can take this and set it aside. And then with the pry tool, you want to get it up here. I usually go for like right here by the radio because there's usually a decent gap. All right, just pry that off. Okay, you just need to get this off a little bit. That's it. And then you should be able to reach back here. There's a ton of space. Pull straight towards you. I'll twist. There's just this little tab. So this is the little tab that was holding that on. So as long as you twist this side, you can pull that off. I'm just going to set it down here. And then up here is the radio. And you'll have 4 10mm nuts, 2 back here in the corners and 2 in the front. As you can see, I've already taken this apart a few times. So it looks like this. And with the dash, you just pull it straight forward and you can pull that out. And it slides kind of up. Just tilt that down. All right, so I got the CarABC converter plugged in. Just have the power can, USB can, and the antenna just to see where it goes. We're gonna start. We have these 6 connectors. They should all be unique. So first you have this 20 pin right here. That goes into the connector. And you have this one right here, also at the top. Goes next connector, and then the last one you have is this third one right here. So those 3 get plugged in to the wiring harness, and then they get plugged back in into the radio unit. All right, I did notice for the Sequoia, so you can see it's on and connected. You see the light flashing there. But in here, there are 8 dim switches. You want to flip 5 to down to get that rear camera to work. So where I put it is, so you got the antenna right there, and I just set the cam back here. There is like tons of room back here behind the radio. So I just put it up there into the side, and then the antenna is stuck right here. All right, and there it is. Next step, make sure everything's plugged in. You want to route that CarABC cable through. So I'm just tucking it along with all the other cables. Tuck this back in. Line it up. Just pops back in. Then you can put this guy back. Okay, that one is in. And then we need to find a place for the CarABC USB-C cable to go. So on this unit, I couldn't find a really good way for the ABC cable to come out to plug into the CarPlay with a wire. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to drill a hole right back here for that cable to come out, since I've never used this spot for anything. So let's do that.
All right, so just drilled a hole. So can run this through the hole. Plug everything back in. Oh, it's upside down. All right, plug that back in. 2 spade cable. Boop. And this little white guy. Boop. All right. And there you go. And that is it. No need to remove this or the column strip or anything. You can just get by removing the outlets, prying open the vent, pulling this and the dash, and then you can even access the speaker up here if you need to. So let's turn it on and make sure everything still works. So I drilled a hole, put the cable down here in this little spot that fits absolutely nothing. If I were to redo it again, I would probably take one of these, pop them out, and drill a hole, or get a USB adapter so I could run the USB cable straight to one of those so it looks more factory. All right, so this is the main system. CarPlay, Auto, AirPlay, AutoLink, USB, camera, Bluetooth, and settings. All the settings I've left for default for the past few days, and it's worked completely fine. One of the settings that you might want to know is inside of settings. It works just like your phone, so there's a Wi-Fi. So for me to get my Android Auto, I need to connect this Wi-Fi. So you get the Wi-Fi name, enter the password, and that connects it. And then after that, I was able to connect to the Bluetooth. So you can see I have this device paired. And on your phone, you will have to connect it. And then it works just like any other Android Auto. So you got music, location, phone. We've only used this, and also the voice works way better than the default Sequoia audio does. I did notice one maybe got you with the audio. We'll see if it works here. Yeah, so initially when I connect it, the audio doesn't work. So what I do is I go home, so I'll go out it by holding the voice command for 2 seconds. 2. And go to audio, select device. Make sure it's selected for audio. And then it starts to play. Alright, and then audio. Should work now. So tons of fun stuff on there. Doesn't look too bad too, and it is the default screen, so I lose 0 functionality. Yeah, this is pretty stinking awesome. This is the highest tech car I have now, and it's ancient. And you can see all the apps. Awesome, so that's how you get it to work. If you do have a problem with Bluetooth, try connecting the Wi-Fi first and then Bluetooth. That's how I got mine to work. And then you should also be able to connect it directly into this USB cable. That will charge it and give you Android Auto.
All right, so short-term review. Use it every day for a week in my Toyota Sequoia, and it's been pretty good. There are a few things I've noticed, so I guess we'll roll these under the cons section. First one is it adds additional startup time to your head unit. It's going to take a minute to get everything turned on. And the first maybe 2 or 3 times I'd have to go to the main screen, select audio, make sure that audio is selected as well as the phone, and then go back in the system and work fine. The past 4 days, it's connected perfectly every single time, so I haven't had a problem. Another con is that the screen is not like the highest quality. So the default screen is very low pixels. The touch screen isn't the greatest. I don't know what you expect. It's fine for me. I like just having the added features. Now to the pros. Having it is awesome, especially the voice features. Rather than the old clunky one built into the Sequoia that could do like calling after 3 minutes of working through it, you can just click the voice button on Android Auto and it uses Google. So it does everything quickly, goes through it, selects your music, changes your map, finds locations. It only takes a couple seconds. It is fantastic. I also like being able to control Spotify through that. So we go on a lot of road trips with our kids and family. My wife can control it through that instead of having to join the jam and control it through her phone. So it's easy to change. And it's pretty responsive, all things considered. I would definitely recommend this over a different head unit because everything I've seen about those Chinese head units, or even the Sony ones, is that they are laggy and slow and incredibly annoying to deal with. I'd much rather use the stock one and just add the software to it. Would I recommend? I'd say it's a 8 out of 10. It's a little bit laggy, but it does everything I want it to and it adds a capability. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you rather get a new head unit or install something as simple as this CarABC module and just add features without complication? Personally, I like to keep things as simple as possible, I'm gonna do that with every single thing I buy for the Sequoia. Don't forget to grab your 15% off if you want this module down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.